Hi all. Can we start now? Are you able to hear me? Anyone? Can you confirm? Hello. Okay. So I'm sharing my screen. We will start now. And there will be some background noise also will come due to some geet and all. Are you able to see my screen now? Okay. So yesterday we discussed regarding this say app section 1 app 3 last program second last, that is y. So y class y was there, and here we have a package is section 1 app 3 and class name is y. There we have a two static method, one is test1 and that is test2. So in test1 we have sop and return because integer we are passing, and in test2 also we have integer we are passing, so that's why we have return. So this returns calling test1 because in test1 also have returned 100, so that will be valid here, so here also will be 100. Now we have a main method, so compiler will call main method. So once we will call the main method, so we have a test method, so this test method output will be form test and return 100 will be there, but this is not a sop, just we are calling a test method. So only this sop will be printed, return statement won't be printed. So here the second one, line number 18 is SOP test2. So this test2 method will be called. So test2 we have a form test1 will be printed, and after that we have to print this return statement also in this line number 18. But return statement have test1 call. So that will go for the main method. So in main method is form test1 is there, that will print, and then after that 100 will be printed because return statement is 100, so this will be printed because of this sop. Then same way we have sop here, so this sop have test2 and test1. So test2 the same thing, output will come plus test1. So test2 have 100 and test1 also return have 100. So after that, after sop all the additions will come, so like form test2, form test1, form test1, then 200 will come. Then again we have a test2 method call, so this test2 method will call, but here no returns will be printed because why? Because there is no sop is there, so test2 and test1 will be printed, this test2, and here returns is there, so that returns will call this one, but it won't print 100 because of this is not a sop, just method calling is happening. Suppose if you want to debug this program, so we will put this debuggers here, and if you will execute this program run as debug, so this is the output which is there, but I want to run as a debug mode so that you will see this here, see. So this step over is here inside this, just a minute. If I want to run debug this program here, so see, first is test1 has call, main method went for the test1 method is 17. After that it called this line number 5. So this test method has call, and then if you will click here, then see what happened this. Just a minute, what is happening? Just no exit. F6 step into a step forward. So this is a test1 method will call 17, and after that it will go for the This test two. Just a minute. What is happening? I think this is some issue is there in debug. So while opening in debug mode, so here this line number 17 will be called first. If we will go for this step over, is a F6 is the short key. So if you'll do a step over this, so this will be skipped, okay, and this step into is this one. So just a minute. So if I'll run as a debug mode here, so this is the debug mode, and then line number 17 is called. Compiler will go for the main method is a test one, and then if you'll go for a step into this test one method will be called. So this indicators will go for line number 5. So this is the test method. Inside that this will be called form test one, and then form test one, and then return 100 is there. So if we'll go for this next, so again this test method has been completed because this is the test method. So output is only test form test one, and then the compiler came again in line number 17. This has completed. Then it will go for the next line. This is 18. So in 18 we have a test 2 method. So if you'll hover this one as a 18, so this test 2 method has been called line number 10, and here SOP has printed, and also we have a return. I think some. So in this return, where is that? This returns we have a test one method. So again it will go for the test one method here, and then this will be printed in 100 like this. So are you able to understand this concept for line number sorry Y program? This one, have you checked? Can everyone confirm? Have you checked this program why we are getting this all output?
I didn't check it, sorry.
Okay. So right now, are you able to understand, because some debuggers is not working properly in my this. So now, are you able to understand this one?
Yes.
Okay, so if you understand, can you please tell me for this output, because this is the last program of app 3. So here we have a static method, a static test 1 method, and a static test 2 method is there. Both have integer type of uh, declaration. So returns is 10 here, and returns here test 1. So test 1 also have 10. So the same will be there. And again we have a static test 3. So test 3 have test 1 and test 2 returns, all because this is an integer. So some returns will be there. And then we have a main method. So inside this main method we have a call of test 1, test 2, and test 3. So what will be the output for this? Can anyone confirm what will be the output for this? Correct output. Test 1, test 2, and test 3 all. Later we will run this.
And 10, 20.
For line number 22, form test 1 and then 10. correct. And line number 23, line number 23 form test 2, and then we have a test 1. So in this test 1 this will be called, because they are checking return, so return again we have a test 1 method. So this test 1 method will be called for this line number 5, and inside again form test is there, and then 10 is there. So this will be form test 1, form test 2, then form test 1, and then 10 will be the return. For the same we have a test 3. So test 3 one form test 3, and then test 1 and test 2 return is there. So first we'll go for the test 1. So test 1 is form test 1 will be printed, and return is 10 here, 10. Again this will be called form test 2. So form test 2 means form test 2 will be printed, and then they have a return statement check. So return statement check, again we have a test 1 call. So form test 1 again will be printed, and then return is 10, means 10 plus 10 is 20. So if you'll see the output here, see here, form test 1 then 10, form test 2 then form test 1, because return statement was there, test 1 method, so test 1 method has called, and then 10 has printed because SOP was there. And after that form test 3 has printed, and then test 1 and test 2, and then test 1 and 20. Why? Because of see here in this test 1 have form test 1 and 10, and form test 2 is form test 2 then form test 1, and then return is 10. So like this output will come. Understand? Understand this program? Are you able to understand this output? Can anyone confirm?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so now we will go for the next section. This section 1 2 3 has completed. Now we'll go for this section 4 here. So in this section 4 we'll have a concept of just a minute, we'll close all. So here we have a package. So first we declare a package, means in the package section
Recording in progress.
uh, package 1, package section 1 have a package declaration. So package is section 1 dot f4. So we have a folder structures which has been created section 1 dot f4. Inside class a is dot java is a program. So class a dot java is a class a dot java program. Inside that we have a static int. So this is argument type. So whatever we before we seen, that is non-argument type, but here we have a argument type of method. So this is the test 1 method, and this is a static declaration and integer type return, and this is a test method, and this is a argument type. Before whatever we seen, that was a non-argument type. So what is argument, what is non-argument? So in if non-argument type, then anything we can pass, either a string, integers, float, doubles and all. If argument type of a string, so whatever that mention inside that, only we have to pass that one related. Like suppose integer is there, then we have to pass integer related things. If a string is there, then we have to pass a string related things. So we'll see there. So this is also method. So test method is argument type of method. And here we have a main method. Inside this main method we have a local variable. So inside the method, whatever the declarations of whatever value variable declaration will be there, that is the local variable. Because if you have not mentioned any static keyword before that, so that will be local variable. So integer I, int I equal to 10 is there, and syst sop, so sop main being has started, and after that we are calling some test method. So this test method is why we are getting here error. Can anyone confirm line number 14 why we are getting this?
Firstly, the static int method test method should have a return type because it is
Correct.
not void.
Yeah,
So the
so
return type is missing.
correct. So big four, whatever we use, non-return type means non-argument type. But here some argument is there. So in this test method have some integer type. So you should have to call the same. If not, then you will get some compile time exception. So what is there? The method test int. Int is the type of A, not applicable for this argument. So we have what we have integer type of method is there. This is the integer type of method in that class A is not applicable for this argument because this is non-return type. No argument type means empty. There is no return type, no argument type is there. And see here, if you'll get, if you'll see here, so this same output errors is there. The
Two
method
errors
test,
are there. Two
yes.
errors are there.
Hmm.
First one in the static int method, there is no return type written because this is the we need to return something, right? Integer
Yes.
value. If you
Yeah,
go
we'll
to
go
the
for
method
that one.
and
Yes.
yeah,
So this method is the method test int is the type A is not applicable for this argument. Okay, so this test int is not applicable for this argument, and here what is this error? This method must have a return type int because we pass, this is a static int test, and there we are having integer I, and it should be return type also. So some return should be there because this is a int, not a void. So return statement is not there, so that's why we are getting this error. This method must have a, must return a result type as a int. But in this cases, this method test int in the type of A is not applicable for this argument. So that's why we are getting, because here we are using some integer I, but here there is no blank is there. So if you'll make has a 10 here, so this is the 10 is a integer type. So because why? Because this declaration is 10 integer. So if you make as a 10, then compiler will go for this method call, because, and here we have to pass the return because this is integer type. So we need to do return anything. Then there is no issue. If you'll run this program, then you will get a output. What will be the output? From main being end, main being, then test will be called. So test is 10, so that 10 is there means integer type of argument, means this will be called this method. Here integer I equal to value is 10 is calling, so this 10 value will be assigned here, I equal to 10, and then SOP form test has printed, and here they are calling I value. So right now I value is 10 assigned here. So this output is system.out.println and I value is 10 as printed here. Now what will be? So again they return some 10, that is fine, because, and after that we have a main end, because in this test method we don't have SOP and all, so this returns will not be printed, only this I value will be printed. So I value is 10, and then again it compiler will go here line number 15, then it will go for the line number 16, and this main end will be called. So this will be the correct output. But if you will revert the changes, then we have a two error. Both are compilation error because of integer pass. This is non-argument, and a compiler expect is a argument integer type, and for this return type is not there. So this is like a argument type of a static method. Coming for this next program, so class B is there. In this class B again we have a void. This is a void, means there is no return type is required here. This is a void test method. Inside that we are passing some argument, that is integer type of I. So compiler will call first a main method. So main method is going for this from main being will be printed. Then here we have a test 10, means test 10 means they will, compiler will accept some method as a test which have a argument as a integer type because 10 is passing. So yes, we have. So this compiler will go for the line number 5. Here 10 will be assigned int I equal to 10 because we are passing some 10 value. So 10 is integer type, means integer type. Yeah, then what will be the value of I? 10. Okay, so after that it will go for the form test. So form test will be printed, and then I value is 10, so 10 will be initialized here, and then compiler will come again for this one, and then it will go for the next line. So this dash will be printed, and then what they are doing, this is a local variable. So int k is 100 because inside this method whatever the variables assign or variable detail, that is a local variable. So int k means integer type, k is a reference, and value is 10. So this is a local variable. So this local variable k as assigned as 100 and the type of integer type, because so this 100 will be reinitialized. So whatever so int k is 100. Now what we are doing, the test is k, so we are calling k means k is 100. So whatever the value was 10 test, that was reinitialized with 100. Before reinitializing they declare as a local variable here, and after that they based on the reference they reinitialize the value. Before test 10 was there, now test 100 will be there. Why? Because line number 15 they reinitialized int k equal to 100 and they are calling k reference value. So k reference value is 100 right now, so that is fine. Then compiler will check, oh, test have some integer type of argument is there or not, this type of method is there or not. Yeah, so static int test, and this is integer type of argument method is there. So right now what is the value? So current value is 100 here, so that will be assigned 100 here, and then form test will be printed and I value will be 100 here, and then form main end will be there. So like that we can see this output here. See, form test, then 10, then form test 100, then main end. Form main being, then form test, then 100, and again for dash dash, then form test, then 100, and then main end. So like that we can call here a static method, void, how we will declare return type, what all are the void argument type, you know. If we'll go for the next program, we have some error. Can anyone explain like why we are getting error in the line number 15? Line number 15 having errors.
Because the M has not been initialized.
Yeah, so always local variable should be defined as a uh, any value. Like a local variable should not be empty or non-defined value. Inside the method, whatever, if you are not declaring any statics keyword and all, so this will be the local variable. So integer m is the local variable and that is not defined. So integer m either any type of value should be assigned. So local variable should be assigned always. There is no default value and all. A static will have a default value. If you are not declaring, then by default will be taken, but in local variable should be assigned. So here we are getting some local variable I, sorry, m may not have been initialized. So if you'll hover here, the same errors will come. Local variable may m not have been initialized. So it should be something, some value, like if integer type, then some value either 0, 1, 2, 3 or something will be there, then it will be assigned. But here they haven't initialized and they are calling for that. So this is a local variable. So someone will ask like what is local variable, when to use local variable, what is global variable, what is a static variables and all. So a static, suppose if data, if here some static int I will be declared. So a static, suppose in outside the class a static int I is there, then easily will have a static variable. But why we are getting here? Because this is a static method. So inside this static directly we are using. So you will get some, see this illegal modifier for parameters m. Only final is permitted. So what will have, like a local variable should be always initialized. Static, if you are not initializing, then by default value of a static will be default value. And see, this is the static int m. So if you will print this one, so this is a static variable and this is a local variable. So static variable, local variable should be always defined, and a static variable, if you are not defining, then default value will be printed. So what is the default value of integer? Is a 0, so that will be printed. What is the default value of a string? Is null, that will be printed. What is the default value of float? Whatever will be there, or double, that will be printed. So this is a static and local variable. So right now we are checking this local variable should be initialized. So compiler will go for the main method. In this main method we have 100. So test 100 will check. Okay, so this is a test method which we are passing 100 as an integer type. So any test method is there where they are passing integer as an argument. Yeah, I have this one. So this and 100 will be initialized here, line number 7, and then this SOP will be printed. In this SOP will have form test, then I they are calling. So form test in double quote means this message will be printed plus I value. Plus I value is 100. So that will be printed. Now what they are doing? Line number 14, compiler will come again in line 13, will go for the next line. Then line number 14, int k equal to 200. Now what they are doing? In the test method they are calling k plus 300, means k's value is 200. This is local variable. So local variable assign as a 200 and k type integer value, and plus 300 means addition of 200 plus 300 is equal to 500. So test have 500, so that will be called from this argument because integer type 500, and then here this will be print as a 500. That is fine. After that we have a int m. So that int m is a local variable but not yet initialized. So by default will not be called, always should be initialized. If you are not doing, then you will get a compile time error. So here we are calling this test m, but test m is not initialized. So this local variable must have to be initialized. So this is the, if you'll run this program, it won't run because of this error is coming. So the compile time exception is there. So unable to run this program. And here if you'll see this next program, so here what we have, a main method. So class D have main method is a integer m. So this is also local variable m. So int m type, and here m type has been defined inside that. So test method m equal to 10 as defined, that is fine. That way we can use. So now local variable has been defined with the 10 value. So that is valid statement. Now test test is equal to 10. This is test equal to 10 means test have integer type of argument which value is 10, means integer type of argument and a value is 10. So right now test value is 10, but this is return type is void here, so no need to do some return here. So a static void test int I equal to 10. So form test will be printed as a I value is 10. So if you run this program, you will get form test equal to 10, and then this is done. So like that we can use an argument, parameters and all. We can say parameterize and non-parameterize. Yeah, yeah, tell me. So the next program is this one, class E. So class E have this one main method. So here these all right now whatever the concept we are covering here is a parameterized test method or parameterized or argumented test method we can say. So before we used default or non-argumented or non-parameterized. Right now these all are the parameterized. So in this method we can have a one parameterized, single parameter, multiple parameters value also will be there. So based on that compiler will call. So suppose class E, this is the package section 1 F4, class is the E. So e.java has been called. So this class E, and we have a main method. So public static void main string argument. Inside that we have a test method. So this test method is have two argument. One is before whatever we use that is a one argument. Now we are using two argument. So two argument means 10 and 20 is there, correct? So test 10 and 20 means two argument is there and both is integer type. So compiler will check is any method is there inside the class E. Inside the class E, if any method is there that name is test and having two argument and both arguments should be integer type. So if yes, then that method will be called by the line number 11. So this test method, yeah, static void is there and the test method, the same test method name is there and having two argument and both argument name is integer type. So integer type means, so what is the value we are calling? I equal to 10 will be initialized here, j equal to 20 will be initialized here, line int j, because both are two integer type value. So this test method will call line number 5 and then ij value will be initialized from 10 and 20. So if you'll print sop system.out.println, so I, so this is the string I equal to plus I value. So what is the I value is 10, j equal to plus j value, what is j value is 20. So I and j value will be 10 and 20 will be printed. Now what we are doing here, again line number 12, compiler will come here in line number 11 and it will go for the next line of 12. So in this line number 12 I equal to 200 means 200 will be reinitialized. Whatever value was 10, so now we are reinitializing I equal to 200. And then again we have a test call. So this test call will be I value is, before it was a 10 and 20, now we have a I here. So a real value of I, latest changes of I is local variable, this is local variable. So I is reinitialized with 200, so this will be 200 and 500 means the compiler will call again line number 5 and this will be assigned from 200 and 500 and output will be in this 200 and 500. Then again compiler will go for this 14 and that will be executed and this, yeah, 14. So 14 what we have, I value is 20 because the first statement is int I and second statement will be the int j. So int j value should be I. So what will be the I value? Before that I value was a 200. So 200 is line number 13 have a 200. So the same I value we are calling here. So the I value is here 2000 and j value is here 200. Why? Because see, integer I is the first value, integer j is the second value. So integer I is already assigned to 2000 and integer j they are calling I value only in integer j. This integer j they are calling I value here in this test method. So our latest I value was there is a 200 because this I was a 200. So same 200 we call here, but this is a j value and if you will test this program then 2000 and 200 will be the I and j value. Then again we have a 15 test call. So here I and j they are calling. So what is the current I and j value? So see, if you run this program, see here. So current I and j value was there 200 here. because inside this line number 14 was 200, so we printed 200. So the same I and j value is 200 200, so that will be printed, and this SOP will print it. So are you able to understand this, how this interchange happen, this all variables interchange and all? Can anyone confirm, are you able to understand this, why we reinitialize I value here as a 200, and why 200 is the latest I value, and how this
Yes.
output came?
Yes.
Okay. So like that we can call a multiple argument inside this method. Not in test method, any type of method. Either if you are working on any professional project like which we have a employee record, or which we have a department information. So in that department information will have a department ID, department name, department, particular department employee salaries and all. So these things we are passing in the argument. So we have a multiple type of argument will be there, either same type or different type, integer, string, float and all. So we can pass, and then if we have a return type is defined, like we need to calculate as a string value and all, then if the instead of voice we have a string, then we have to do the returns and all. So like that we have to do. So this all our concept will be clear once we will do this real time project and all. So we have this one next program, class F. So class F, how, what is the difference, like compiler will go for the main method, always will go for the main method. So main method, we have a local variable int I equal to 20 is the local variable. So this local variable is defined, yeah, correct, now fine. So local variable is defined int I equal to 10, and then we have a main method. So main method being, they are calling some I value. So what is the I value? I value is 10, so that's, sorry, 20. So 20 is defined. Now we'll go for the test line number, compiler will go for line number 14. So line number 14 they are checking parameterized test call. So parameterized test call is single parameterized. So this is I, so I is 20, means test is a 20. So single parameter is there in this F program. In f.java have any single parameterized test integer type, because I is 20, this is a integer type. So any integer type of parameterized method is there, yes, this is there, integer type of parameterized is there, and this I will be assigned here. So what will be the I value? 20 was there, so 20 will be assigned here, and this form test, sorry, test I will be called, because SOP. So I is 20 will be the printed, and after that they are doing again reinitialize. So now I value was 20, so they reinitialize I equal to 10. So the current value will be the 10 now. So in line number compiler will go for this and will be print for this next line. So line number 15 will have I value is 10. Before was a 20 in this 7. Now 15 will be the 10. So if we'll run this program, see main being has a 20 because I was 20. Now 20 has initialized here test 20. So they will check some integer value. 20 is there in this test method, yes. So form test is called. Form test is the 20, and then, sorry, test 20 is called, and after that they reinitialize this I value. So whatever I value was 20 here, so they reinitialize equal to 20, 10. So the compiler will came from this next SOP. Here SOP main end, and I value is 10 here. Just a minute. So I value is 10 here, but
It's showing 20, right?
sorry.
I value will be
Sorry.
20 now because we have reinitialized the I value.
Yeah, so this is a 20, and here this 20 will be reinitialized, and this I equal to just
Yeah, why it didn't printed this? SOP. Because we are calling that.
Can anyone explain why this I value line number 16 have 20 printed? Method end has printed 20. Can anyone explain? What is the reason for that? Because see, if I am using some SOP in line it is showing 10 value, I equal to 10, because this I equal to 10 has reinitialized here. So I value is 10, but in this SOP, in this main method we have some SOP. So compiler will go for that SOP method end, and this I value is showing 20. Why?
It's coming from line number 13.
It's coming from line number 13. Yeah, so it's coming from line number 13. Why this is not reinitialized? Because here we reinitialize I equal to 10. So the current I value is 10, right? So this is not coming. Why?
Because here we are not calling the test method.
Because here in this main method we have a local variable. So integer, this int I is a 20 has defined. This is a local variable, and here also integer I is there. So now they are reinitializing, so I value is 10. So this is the local variable inside that. So local variable only accessible inside this method only, not outside the method. So if you want to use this local variable outside the method, based on the you have to create the method inside that, but a different method or different inside the other classes, and then based on reference we can use. So local variable won't be accessible outside of method. We can access, but based on the reference you have to create an object, or based on the class name that we can use. So inside this local variable, in this is also one method and this is also one method. So this main method have int I equal to 20 has defined. This is local variable. So compiler will print here 20 only. But if you use here, so int I has reinitialized with 10 value. Int I has reinitialized with 10 value. So if you print sop system.out.println I value, so here it will be print I, because this local variable has reinitialized from 10 to 20, and this is defined already here. So that's why based on the reference this will be called. Understand? If you'll go for the next one, let me know if anyone have doubt so that we will clarify. So this is the class G, and class G have main method. Inside this main method, this is integer I equal to 10. Now this I reference they call in this test method. So test method is 10 right now. I value is 10. So that is came in this line number 14, test 10. So they will, compiler will check if any method is there that have test value as a integer type of argument, because 10 we are passing yes. So line number 5 it will go for that, and then this will be printed. So here test is there, and test we have I value. So plus test I value is 10. So that's 10 will be printed, but here some post increment is there. So this is a post increment, means I plus plus is there. We already discussed in first or second class before, post increment, pre increment, decrement and all. So here what they are doing, I has been initialized with 10, but that is post one. So I plus plus means 10 plus plus. So what will be the output for this line number 13? Can anyone explain?
11.
Okay. main is 10 and then test is also 10. Why? Because
Because
we
the
have
main
post
concept of
increment is there.
local variable. No, once the value of I, test
Huh.
I once it will come 10, right?
Yeah,
Here in the line number 20, it will be 10. But if we'll reprint test I again, then it will be post incremented, correct?
correct.
Yeah. And here the system.main.I. Now,
Hmm.
what will be the main I value? Is it taking the local variable or it is going on the sysout statement? The line number 14, the I value will be the local variable or the I value is will be the incremental value.
Okay, so here what we are doing, the main class, public static void main string argument integer I equal to 10. So I int I value is 10. So sorry, test I is 10. So test went this one. So line number 5, test I equal to 10 means int I 10. SOP this 10 has been printed like test 10 plus plus is there.
Yeah.
So
Plus is post increment. That is
post
will be.
increment.
Hmm.
And here we have a integer main, so this is a local variable. So local, I already
Yeah.
told local should be
Yeah,
always
that is
equal inside this method. So here I will be there, but if you use here some plus plus and after that if you'll do some I, again some I value, or then that will be increment in this next post increment. So we already discussed before, so we'll
no,
get
one
in
minute.
this.
Right now, I just wanted to know this first. If we'll print I, can you put the plus I over there again?
Okay,
Line number 7.
yeah,
Yeah, can you run the program, please?
if you'll run this program, then see the next
See,
program.
the main will always remain. This one main will remain 10 only because it is using the local variable.
Yes, this is looking from
Yeah,
this one, line number 11. But here we are doing
right.
some post increment. I plus plus is there. So the next line
Yeah,
of I, that will be increment. So already we
yeah.
discussed in this section 1. If we'll go here, I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
this.
I understood.
Uh, G. So you should have to remind what is the local variable, when to use. Always we need to define this local variable value, and where we will call this local variable. Can we access outside of method or not? If we want to access the outside of method, what we have to do. So that we will see in this next somewhere. Can you please tell me for this output? Like this is a main method which integer I equal to 10 is there. 10 has defined in this test. So test method will check is that any argument type which we have integer value. So integer value is there. Yes, correct. So this will be go here and this test I plus plus has printed. Means 10 plus plus increment and then I. What will be the value from this is line number 7 and 8, and what will be the value of line number 14?
7 will be 10 and 8 will be 11.
10,
7 will
11,
be
10.
10, 11, 10. Okay, yeah, correct. So that we can check this pre increment, post increment, decrement, like that, or parameterize, non parameterize, static, non static, return type, void, local, static variable, local variables, and all. So these all are the concept will be clear once you once you go through this all the program section 1, app 1, app 2, app 3, and app 4. So these all are related for this concept. So I already told, like in this method any type of any type of things we can use, either boolean type, integer type, or string type. So if you are using, so compiler will check that one only. So if this that related method will be there, then that will be executed, either we'll have a compile time error. So see here in this main method we have a SOP. After that we have a one test call, line number 14. So test call have a true, means boolean type they are checking. So either true and 20. 20 is an integer type. So if any test method is there inside the class I, so class I, any method, test method is there which value have or which parameters should have boolean or integer type. Means boolean means some flag, either true false, or integer means some numeric data. So here true is there and 20 is there, means compiler will call only this method. Suppose we have multiple methods are there like that. Suppose we have one argument, two argument, three argument method is there. So how compiler will call? So the exact value will be called, like if we have a boolean or integer type. But here see, this is a three argument, means three type of argument. One is boolean, then integer, then boolean. So compiler won't call this one, this method. Compiler always will call two type of argument which have a priority. First is boolean and second will be integer. So this have, then compiler will call this one, and then the first is true and second is 20, and then form test has been printed, and what will be the value of flag is true, what will the value of x is 20, and then compiler will come here, then again come here in SOP, this dash line will be printed blank, and after that boolean f equal to, they are reinitialized as a false. Now test method f, they are calling f1, this is the reference of boolean type. So reference value is false is right now. So this is the false, and then 30 is there. So right now what we are doing, again we are calling some test method. So test method is boolean, fine, and integer, that is also fine, because f1 as a boolean type. If you'll see here as a reference, based on this f1 reference is this is boolean type, but the value is reinitialized. Before was true, right now is false. So the false and x is 30. So if you'll run this program, see, before was a true and this is false. So form main, form test true 20 dash, form test false 20 30. So like that we can pass multiple argument in a single method. Any type of method will be there, either test, employee, department and all. And there we have a multiple type of argument like salary, name, department, age of employee, sectors, like this. So we have a program of class J. Class J have main method in this SOP as printed. Now they are using some test. So inside this test have some double type, because 99.9009090 is a double type, and A is a character type, means single quoted some characters is there, means this is a character type. If double quoted means a string type, this is a string type. Line number 13, this is a string type. So compiler is checking some of the test methods should have a double and character is there, yes there, means this will be called, and this is a void type, so no return statement will be there. So here doubles means this will be initialized, and characters means A will be initialized, and the same value will be printed, form test D and C. Now again what they are doing, they are reinitializing this double value. So double value is 89 they are doing, and characters value they are reinitializing with S. Before was A, now they are doing reinitialize with S. What they are doing, based on the reference also we can call. In this test method we can also define some value, or based on the reference. First we have to declare the local variable as a double type of v1, and value has an nice. So this is v1 is a reference and v2 is a reference, so based on that also we can call. So v1 is double type, means this is double. V2 is character type, means this is char. So they will, compiler will check test have double and char method is there, yes double is there and char is there. So whatever value has defined, double v1 is 89 and v2 is s. So this will be reinitialized here, and then again the same output will be printed, the latest output. Correct? So this program is K. So in this K, what is there? This is a static. Okay, so main method will be called. So main method is SOP test is there. So this is non-argument test method, means nothing is inside this method. So this is a blank method. So this blank method have a is there any test method is there? Yes, test method is there. So this is non-argument test method, means blank or no any type of details are there inside that. So line number 5 test method will be called, and inside I equal to 0, and they are doing some return. Why return? Because integer type is there, there is no void is there. So integer type is there, but they are doing some post increment. So can anyone explain what will be the output here? Line number 12. What will be output? If you'll run this program, the output should be 0 only. Why? Because of post increment will work on this next value. Like suppose if you will do I plus, then this will be work, because here this will be I will be assigned, and plus plus will work on this next one. So already we discussed this first video or first sections only, this one. So the first time test value of I will be the 0 only. So why return type 0 is printing? Because this test method is having SOP, and then SOP returns also will be called. So this will be 0. If you will do the next time that I plus plus, then we'll have initialize with 0 plus 1 or I. If you will do some plus I, then will be initialize this I. Here I is 0, and then I plus plus will be increment by in this next I. So this K, and then we have L. If you'll go here again, we have, see what is the difference here. We have a 2 int I equal to 0 here, line number 7, and in line number 12 also int I equal to 0. So what is the difference? Because these two methods are there, these two static method, one is test method, the other is main method. So all many methods will be there in a single program or single class. We have a many methods will be there. In all methods should have a local variable, or may should not have a same local variable or different local variable, but local variable should be initialized. So here also has initialize I equal to 0, and here also have some same variables I equal to 0, and that is initialized. So while we call this main method, so int I equal to 0, now system.out.println test. So right now this is non-argument, means there is no test, other methods are there inside this test method. So this will be called. So this is the return type as int. So this is int variable. So again we have inside this int I equal to 0 is there, and I plus plus. So I plus plus means I return value of I. Now what will be the output of this?
0 0.
0. Yes. Yes. Why not 1?
Because this line number 14 is calling the local variable.
Correct. So that's why the reason, if you make it in the single same method, here this SOP, then 0 and 1 will be printed, but here in this case we are calling this local variable, so that's why we have a 0. If we'll go for the next one, M program, so inside that now we are combining all the concept whatever we learned, like pre, post, local, global, or instance, or static method, argument method, non-static, non-argument, and all. So these all are the concept will be combined here. So in this we have a main method. So main method compiler will call main first. Here integer I is local variable 0 as initialize, and then we have SOP test I. So test I is 0 means some integer type of parameters they are asking. So test method having some integer should have a integer type parameters. So single parameters, yeah, is there. So what will be the value of I? Because 0 has defined, so 0 will be the out value here. So the compiler will call this one and then 0. So now they are doing some I plus plus return because integer type is there. So return I plus plus means this is the 0, and the next program next line also will be 0 because this is the local variable, the same will be called. And this is post increment is there, but in that time first will be 0 only. So we have same as it is for the post decrement here. So the post decrement, so like that, if you want like the main method I equal to 0, then here I value is 0 will be printed. Then test I is a integer type, so integer type has defined this method. So here I equal to 0. Now 0 minus minus means, so this 0 will be printed here because 0 minus minus next time that will be decrease. So this will be 0, and again we have I value. So this I value is 0 and I equal to test I. So test I is 0 minus 1. What will be here? Okay, can you tell me what will be the output of line number 17 here? Line number 17 output, everyone. Sorry, 16.
16 should no, that it has been assigned to test I is
Just only put.
incremented to minus 1.
Yeah, what were, just we'll see that. Why? Because of, see, no, this.
Because no, it will be if we have printed it, then it
Hmm,
will be minus 1 because we are not printing it, so it
correct.
will remain 0 only. Yeah,
Yes.
correct.
So here we are doing some post decrement and I value is 0, SOP I equal to 0, and then test I. So this integer will call this, and here we have 0 assigned, then this as 0. So SOP will be 0 as printed. Again what we are doing, this I is a 0. So this 0 will be called local variable, this one, and then again I test I equal to 0. So this test I equal to 0 and SOP of I is 0 1. Then if we'll go for the next one, this is pre one. So this same concept like pre increment, post increment. So you can check these all because these all are repeated questions related for this programming. So we have covered like post, pre and all. So you can check from yourself only this all program. Here we are doing some pre means automate, first will be increment, then it will work. So the main method test I equal to 0 and then SOP I. So this I is 0 here. So the 0 return type is 1 right now. And if you can explain what will be the output of 13?
0.
0, yeah. So here 1 is there because this is a 1 pre-increment. So pre-increment was 1 and this is local variable. So local variable I value is 0. Like this we have a pre-decrement. So pre-decrement means this is the 9. So 9 will call here, and this 9 is decrement by 1, so 8, and here I equal to 0. So dot I is 0. So 0 decrement by minus 1. But so like this. Are you able to understand, everyone? So this is a post increment. I am giving you one task from this queue program to Z3. We have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 is there. So to all are repeated questions only, whatever concept we cover based on that. So I am sharing just the program through the screen recorded. Just you can go through this all program and tell me the output, so that tomorrow we will discuss all the output, who all have completed and what was the correct output and all. So the queue program should have this static test integer type is there parameter, and this is the main method inside static int I, and they are doing some test plus I plus plus. So how this will be happen, and this R program also will have a pre post decrement. So how this post decrement will be called, we will discuss tomorrow, but before that I need to see the output for this all program from Q to Z3. So this is a post increment, and then we have this one post post increment, and pre increment was there, and this is a post decrement, this is a post increment, and this is pre, and this all is combination of test plus I plus plus and plus plus test, means pre and post combination plus I is also there. So how we will calculate this all, and how we will print this I and j value, like that. These all are the simples which already we covered. You can just take this screen recorded program and compare this output, like what will be the output, try to execute in your mind, or if you have a compilers or any IDE, just you try to run this and search. This is a very important program, just x1. So what will be the output for this I and j value? So if you will able to understand this correct output in the first time, then all the concept will be clear for this pre post and all those things. So this is also very important program, means xyz program is very important, because all the concept will be clear if you will do from yourself only, instead of without any compiler and all. If you'll do from yourself, everyone will be made a mistake for this. So try to find the proper way how we will calculate, how we will call this test method and all, and how post pre increment and all will work. So just this is very big program, so we'll see, I think. Just these all are related for this, just for this uh, checking your ability concept here. Have you completed all those concept clearly or not? So these all are related for that one only, w x y z, z1, this one, and this. So we will check tomorrow these all output from Q to Z3. Everyone, I'll check this output, or else you can ping me through that. So we will compare all while we run this program from this all. We'll check who all have completed and what is the correct output. If you want, I can ping you, but or better you can take it from what you want. Either you want through this chat, this program, or you will take it from this recorded session.
No, please share on WhatsApp group.
Okay, these all program I'll share with you. Just you can try with your mind only instead of without any compilers and all. From Q to Z3. So I'll share all this program. Just you will try to search the correct output, and tomorrow we'll see. Or if you are not able to find this correct output, then take a compiler and check. Or also you can debug if you are using any IDE and all. So after that, what will happen from this? I'll share after this call, and after that we will cover tomorrow this. Yeah, tomorrow is the new topic we will declare. We will cover how we will declare this static variables and all. So today we seen like local variable we are declaring inside the method. Tomorrow we will see like how a static variable we can use, and where to use a static variable inside the class, inside the method, how we will call. So a static variable means this is the static variable. The keyword we used static, and this is int I. So if you are not defining any by default value for the static, so by default it take the default value. So always every variable should have a default value. So suppose integer I have 0, double J will have 0, 0.0, boolean have default value as false. So a string have default value is null, like that. So if you are not defining any hard coded value for that or any value, then it will take a default value always. So tomorrow we will discuss, and local variable should be defined. If you are not defining, then we have to create an object, and then based on the reference we can call, because once you create an object and based on reference we are calling, then it will take a default value. But before that, directly local variable can't take any default or anything. We have to manually define the value, either depends on the data type, either integer, byte, characters, long, float, doubles and all. So these things we will see tomorrow. So these all are how we are using and how we can do this. So section 2 app 1 we will cover tomorrow. So this related for aesthetic and all.
Amarjit, can we meet? Can we take the next class Monday?
Tomorrow is Thursday, right?
Yeah, this holidays time. Yes.
Okay, Thursday and Friday is a holiday for you.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. For everyone?
Yes.
Okay, okay. Yeah, not an issue. Then we will take it from Monday. Sorry, Monday I won't be available. 27, right? Monday I won't be available. Tuesday I'll take. Is that fine?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. So I think you have to cover this all 11 program, because it's a long holiday. So from Q to Z3 I'll share this all Java program. So just you can try from yourself and what will be the correct output. If you are not able to find, then you can check a compiler also. And tomorrow, day after tomorrow will be the holiday. And 25th and 6th is already a Saturday, Sunday. 27 I will be off. 28 onwards will take a continue session.
Okay.
Okay, then we will close here, and I'll share after the call. We'll share this whole program. Just try, everyone, requesting you to check the output. Once you will check this output from yourself, then you will understand all the section 1, app 1, app 2, app 3, app 4 and all. Okay, then thank you everyone.
Thank you, Amarjit. Yeah. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.